I want to show you something wild. Right now in Austin, there are nearly 12,000 homes sitting on the market. Over half of them have already cut their price. The average home sitting for 65 days before it sells. 99% of buyers are looking at this data and thinking, the market's broken, I should wait. But here's what I know. Because I own investment properties, I've done this through multiple market cycles. The buyers who wait are going to get kick themselves here in 3 years because this is exactly when you buy a duplex in Austin. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the honest math on buying a duplex in Austin in 2026, and I mean honest. I'm going to show you the rental market reality, what the numbers actually look like right now, and why I still think this is one of the best moves you can make, even when the rental income isn't what it used to be. Because the case for buying a duplex right now isn't your tenant pays your mortgage. That's not the market you're in. The real case is different, and it's actually stronger. If you're an investor, a first-time buyer, or someone relocating to Austin who wants to build real wealth instead of just spending money on rent, stay with me. This one's going to cut through a lot of the noise you see online. Real quick, if we haven't met, I'm Jordan Moorhead. I'm a realtor here with Keller Williams in Austin, but more importantly, I'm an active real estate investor. I'm an operating partner on dozens of units, single family, duplexes, mostly affordable housing, and a few medium-term and short-term rentals. And I've been buying in this market for years. My team, the Moorhead team, works almost exclusively with investors and first-time homebuyers who want to buy smart, build real wealth through real estate. We do monthly real estate investor meetups here in Austin. And if you want to get on our email list for off-market deals and market updates, the link is in the description. Okay, let's get into it. First, let me give you the market context because this isn't just generic advice. There's a specific reason I'm making this video in May of 2026. Here's where Austin sits today. Median home price, $440,000. That's down 20% from the peak in 2022, more when you adjust for inflation. The market has corrected, prices are real. Active listings were at 11,592 as of this month. That's a lot of inventory. Months of supply sitting at 4.7. Basically a balanced market after years of being in a seller's market. Many people, including myself, would tell you it's a buyer's market. 50% of active listings have already taken a price cut, and average days on market is 67 days. 4 years ago, homes were getting multiple offers in 24 hours. Today, sellers are waiting almost 2 months for a contract. Here's the kicker for investors. ARM just announced they're expanding their Austin campus. 320 plus jobs, $71 million in capital investments. That's on top of Tesla, Oracle, the Boring Company, SpaceX, and over 300 companies that have moved their headquarters to Texas in the last 9 years. Austin just crossed 1 million residents for the first time in history. Now I'm going to be straight with you here because this is where I see a lot of real estate YouTube get it wrong. The Austin real estate market is soft right now. The rental market in Austin is soft right now. Rents have come down, vacancy is up, and there's a lot of rental supply on the market. Landlords are competing for tenants in a way that they weren't just 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not going to tell you that the rental income fully covers your mortgage because in most cases right now, it doesn't. What I am going to show you is why the duplex strategy still makes sense in spite of that, and why getting in now at corrected prices with real negotiating power sets you up for the next 5 to 10 years. The job growth story is real. The population growth is real. The rental market will tighten again as supply dries up. But the purchase window you have right now won't last. Let me show you how to run it honestly. So why a duplex instead of a single family rental, especially if the rental market is soft? One big reason, financing. Here's the thing most people don't know. If you buy a duplex and live in one of the units, even for just a year, you can finance it as an owner-occupied property. That means FHA loans apply. That means low down payment conventional loans apply, even VA and USDA loans for no down payment, which means you can get in as little as 3.5 or no money down, depending on where you are. On a $400,000 duplex for 3.5% down, that's $14,000. On a conventional investment property, you need 20 to 25% down. That's $80,000 to $100,000. That difference changes everything. about what's possible for most buyers. So if you don't have a ton of cash lying around like me when I got started, house hacking is the way to get started buying rental properties. You're not trying to build a cash flowing rental empire overnight. You're just using a favorable loan to get your foot in the door of an asset you can actually live in, move out of later, and rent and make cash flow off of. Yes, the other unit will generate rental income. It won't cover your whole mortgage right now when you're living in one. I'll show you the actual numbers here in a few minutes, but even if that unit covers 40 to 50% of your payment, you're still living for dramatically less than you'd pay to rent and building equity the whole time. When you pull them all together, it's a huge win. This is what house hacking is actually about. It's not a get rich quick play. It's the most efficient way I know to start building wealth through real estate while keeping your personal housing costs low. And right now in Austin, with prices corrected and sellers negotiating, you can get into a duplex at a price that makes even the most conservative math work. Okay, so where are the deals? I want to be really specific here because Austin is not one market. It's like 30 different markets. And right now, they are not all doing the same thing. Here's where I'm looking for duplex inventory right now. Places like Round Rock and Pflugerville are my top picks for a house hacker's entry point because duplexes are in the 350 to 450K range, sometimes lower, and a much lower price per door than other areas. You're getting the most square footage on newer units in a lot of cases there. Rents are softer than they were a few years ago, but so is your purchase price, and that matters more for long-term math. East Austin has higher price points like 400 to 600K for duplex, and rental supply is elevated there too. So you'll need to be patient in finding and pricing for the right tenants. But the long-term hold value is the strongest in the metro, places like East and South Austin. If you're buying for appreciation and equity over the next 7 to 10 years, East and South Austin duplexes are hard to beat. Hutto has extremely tight duplex inventory right now. If you're looking up towards all the development up in that way, Samsung, we got data centers going in up there. But if you find a duplex there, evaluate it quickly because there's not a lot out there. Keep in mind, rental inventory is still an issue across the metro, including Hutto, and don't assume it'll rent immediately because sale inventory is low. Kyle and Buda, more price-sensitive options. The rental market's softened here too, and there's a ton of new construction for single family. The competition among landlords is real across Austin. Run the numbers carefully before pulling the trigger. My honest take, if you're a first-time buyer house hacking, Pflugerville and Round Rock give you the entry-level math. If you're a seasoned investor playing a longer-term game, East and South Austin are the places to be. But in every case, run the conservative rent scenario. The numbers only work with short-term rentals and peak occupancy. It's not the right deal. Okay, this is the part most YouTube videos skip, or worse, fudge. Let's actually run the honest math. Let's say you find a duplex in Austin for $390,000. Here's how I'd evaluate it in today's market. Purchase price of $390,000, down payment of 3.5%, $13,650. That means your loan amount is right around $376,350, and your interest rate at 6.65 on a 30-year fix. That's where rates are right now in Texas, and that's your principal and interest. So roughly 24.25 for principal and interest. Taxes and insurance, estimate 600 a month. It could be more. Make sure you check this stuff. So you're looking around 3,000 a month all in. Now on the rental side, this is where I'm going to be real with you. The Austin rental market is soft right now, but that's changing quickly. Rents have come down across the metro. There's a lot of rental supply for tenants. A realistic two-bed unit in a duplex right now might rent for $1,500 a month, not $1,800 a month like you'd see in some of the older YouTube videos. So let's use 1,500. Let's assume 1 month of vacancy per year, which is realistic if you're not on it and renting these things quickly. Effective rental income is about 1,300 after accounting for vacancy, maintenance. So your out of pocket would be roughly $1,700 a month. That's not your tenant covers the whole mortgage. I'm not going to tell you that. But here's the question you should be asking. What would it cost you to rent a comparable two-bedroom in the area? Maybe it's 15, 1,600. You're looking around 15, 1,600. That goes straight into someone else's pocket. Rents are going to go up. Keep in mind, right now, rental inventory is vast. There's a ton of supply, but that's changing here quickly. We're seeing rental inventory get sucked up. As rents go up, your rent is going to stay the same because you locked in that mortgage. At the very worst, you stay with that 6.65% rate. Rents are going to go up, so your rent's going to go up. What you would have to be paying is going to go up. It's going to benefit you more as an owner in this case. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I just know it will happen here in the future. So when you're paying 1,700 right now, it seems like it's a little more than rent, but you're building equity. You're saving money on taxes. So you're getting the tax deduction on that paying the mortgage right now. When you move out, you get to start depreciating this property. In 3 to 5 years, when rents firm back up and the market recovers, you'll be sitting on an asset worth more than you paid for it. And your housing costs will drop every year as your passive income goes up. You move out, that means that money just goes to your pocket. This is the real case for a duplex right now. Not your tenant pays your mortgage. It's you buy an asset at a corrected price, reduce your housing costs below what you pay in the long run, and you let the market do its job over time. Now just stress test it. If a unit sits vacant for 3 months and you need to do repair, can you still carry the full mortgage? If yes, you're in good shape. If no, you need some more reserves before you pull the trigger. 3 to 6 months of full mortgage payments is typically what we recommend. Now, how do you actually find these properties? A lot of the best deals aren't going to show up at the top of Zillow as brand new listings. Two ways I find duplex deals in Austin right now. Number one, filter for price reduced listings that are over 30 days on the market. Look for stuff that has bad photos. Look for stuff that doesn't have good descriptions, maybe has few photos. If it's not obviously a good deal or you can't really tell what kind of condition it's in, those can be some amazing deals. So pay attention when you can't see what's going on. That means further research is warranted and you can get some great deals there. So lots of these sellers been sitting on the market over 30 days. Remember, 50% have already cut their price once. So they're going to be negotiating. They're ready to get these properties sold. That's where you get seller concessions, closing costs covered, rate buy downs, repair credits, things that are unheard of here in the past. Number two, and you probably want to do this one anyway, talk to an investor-friendly agent. I know that sounds self-serving, but I mean it genuinely. Not every agent knows how to evaluate investment properties. Not every agent knows how to identify opportunities. You'll need someone who can look at a duplex and help you run honest numbers, including realistic rent estimates in today's soft rental market. You want to find someone who also has relationships with off-market sellers. That's the difference between buying a good deal and an expensive lesson when you know somebody has the right data. Real quick, 5 mistakes I see people make when they're buying duplexes in Austin. I'm going to go fast with this one. Mistake one, waiting for rates to drop before buying. I've had clients wait years for rates to go down from 7% to 4%. They're still waiting right now. Buy the property now, refinance when rate drop, take advantage of that loan pay down, take advantage of those tax benefits. Mistake two, buying based on old rent numbers. Austin rental market has softened significantly. I see people pull up old rental comps and try to build their analysis based on those. Do not do that. Pull current active rental listings in a specific zip code, check how long they've been sitting, and then pull things that have been leased recently to see what they're actually leasing for. Build your model on today's rent and what's actually renting, not yesterday's. Mistake three, underestimating vacancy. In a soft rental market, a 1 to 2 month vacancy between tenants is not the worst case. Something that could be realistic. Just budget for it and you'll be okay. Budget for maintenance on top of that. I tell people to set aside 15 to 20% of their gross rents for expenses beyond the mortgage in this environment. Mistake four, over leveraging. You're stretching to afford the property with no reserves. You're one bad tenant or one AC unit away from a problem. Cash reserves are not optional. Mistake number five, skipping the inspection because it's a competitive market. In 2021, buyers are doing this. Absolutely do not do this. In 2026, you don't have to. Get the inspection, know what you're buying, negotiate after you get that inspection based on what you found, get the right deal for you. All right, let me bring it back together. I want to give you the honest version of the duplex thesis in Austin right now because I think you deserve that more than a highlight reel. The rental market is soft, rents have come down, vacancy is up. If you go in expecting your tenant to cover your mortgage, you're going to be disappointed and financially stressed. But here's what is true. Prices are down 20%. Half of listings have cut their prices. Sellers are negotiating and offering concessions. You can get into a duplex at a price that would have been possible a few years ago with 3.5% down, in some cases 0% down as an owner occupant. And even with soft rents, your housing costs in a duplex will likely be even or lower than you'd be renting in a comparable space, and that's locked in. It's not going to go up when they start raising rents for soon. You'll be building equity every month. You'll own an asset in a city that has job growth, population growth, and it's growing really rapidly in the long run. When the rental market firms back up, and it will, because the demand drivers are still real, you'll be sitting on an income generating property that you bought at a corrected price. That's the play. It's not a get rich quick story. It's a patient, long game. The window to make it is open right now. And this is the exact strategy I use and have been using for a decade. It's the exact strategy we walk our clients through here at the Morehead team. I'd rather give you the real version than one that sounds good in a thumbnail. If you want to talk through what this looks like, your specific situation, your budget, your goals, and where you want to be in Austin, I do free 30-minute strategy calls. No pitch, just real numbers and a real plan. The link is in the description. If this video was helpful, hit that like button. It generally helps more people find this content. Subscribe if you want to see monthly Austin market updates and investor strategy videos. And drop a comment below. Tell me, are you currently investing in Austin? If so, what's your biggest question? I read every single comment and I answer them as soon as I can. See you on the next one.